Kindiki was, wow, the Gazette notice of the increase of price of birth certificates and IDs, he revoked that, saying that it was due to public participation and it will take effect in January. That is after a public outcry on how life is already hard as it is. Yeah. Benji, I would like to hear from you on that.
See, I'd just like to correct you a little bit. You said that these senators, governors are chasing money to make ends meet. They're not chasing money to make ends meet.
Yes.
They're some of the highest paid public
individuals
servants in the world.
Yeah.
True.
So they're chasing ends to meet greed. And I think that's important
Yes.
to underscore. It's not to make ends
Yes.
meet. It's
Yeah.
to meet their greed and their insatiable greed for power, for more construction of their own buildings and highways and what have you. So that's very important. I think the next thing is something that I mentioned to ACS the other day, that the president is going to need very serious rebranding. If you just look at the perception of how Ruto is just seen with the new punitive taxation and, you know, the culture of passing the buck. I mean, like even Maria is saying now on this increase of, you know, tariffs and fees for passports, for ID, for marriage. Marriage certificate, I think, has gone up 10 times, from 5,000 to 50,000 to 100,000. Kenyans
If you are not married, you will not get married.
They've really taken it in a very, they look at it as done in bad taste. And so, when you come and reduce and then Itumbi runs something to say you're listening, most people see it as a gimmick. And so I just urge the government to be very cautious on the increments, because you're increasing, but where are Kenyans to get it from? Remember, in fact, I could understand the government doing that if the environment showed that there's been lots of job creation and the economy is thriving. In fact, we're in the middle of an economic catastrophe. We are in the middle of major borrowing. Can you imagine that Ruto is borrowing as much as Uhuru? I mean, that's unthinkable.
No, 10 times, actually.
Yeah, then...
You see,
I mean, that
Ruto
would
is
be,
borrowing.
if I was Ruto, that would be grounds for me to resign immediately.
He is borrowing
If
more.
I thought after 1 year that I have to borrow more, that I would resign immediately.
He's traveled in 1 year more than Kibaki traveled in 10 years.
Exactly. I mean, so everything is wrong.
He's
That's what I'm talking about
traveled more
rebranding.
than Uhuru traveled in the same span of time.
I would resign, Esther, and say, you guys don't ever call me. Like, I just want peace.
You
Can't do this.
Yeah, you saw
It's a very
Liz
serious
Truss.
thing.
You saw Liz Truss in
But
the UK.
Exactly. I mean, because you see also, politics must not be life and death.
Sure.
I do a lot of meetings. I did run into Treasury CS Jugun Ndumu the other day, just in person. I said hello. He was from a meeting. And he just looked crestfallen. He just looked like he's from a funeral. I mean, what the heck? You know, you just wonder, see, what is happening in this country? Because, you know, usually, like in those days, you'd meet a minister, you can see, I mean, this guy looked like he's just, like he's dying. What is happening?
What's happening is...
What is happening?
In 1 quarter, if you lose 6,000 jobs from Nairobi Stock Exchange because of your high taxes.
By the way, I don't know if Esther, I'm addressing her because she's a political analyst like myself.
Yes.
I don't know if you saw a report by Bloomberg that Nairobi Stock Exchange is the worst performing stock exchange in the world.
It
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
The worst.
In the world. Below Czechoslovakia,
No, below Malta.
below Malta, below Togo. Come
I've
on.
never understood.
What are we doing?
Maybe we
I
allow...
don't like coming on this show and becoming like emotional or angry. I mean, it's so embarrassing. What are we doing? And what is the plan? What's the game plan? That's so embarrassing.
You are lower than Togo. Esther, maybe you take it from there. We are lower than Togo. We are losing
Kenyans are
6,000
traumatized.
jobs. This year alone, we realize that we've been paying debts which exist, which does not exist.
Control of budget.
We have also learned this week that we paid money for loans we did not take to a tune of 2 billion. How do you pay the facilitation fee? You pay 2 billion facilitation fee, then the money doesn't come,
Exactly.
and you don't follow it up.